Our first introduction will be made by Hall of Famer Dan Goris.
Good evening. Again, my name is Dan Goris, and it's a pleasure for me tonight to introduce a great friend, a former teammate, a coach, George Esplin.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Dan. They're sincerely appreciated, and I look out here and I see a lot of friendly faces. Really enjoy a night like tonight because for Lee and Al especially, it's wonderful that we're alive. Ron Santo wasn't. As I look out here again, I see Dennis Streichel, Beethoven. He was a manager for us. I want to thank Dr. Surge. I want to thank Melissa. I want to thank Dennis Pricalt. I want to thank Kevin Shepke for giving us this opportunity. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
We invite Lynn Clufetos for the next introduction.
I'm honored to be here tonight. Amanda started playing softball and soccer when she was 4 years old, and we lived in California at the time. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. So thank you so much. This is such an honor, and I would also like to say congratulations to the other inductees. First, I want to say thank you to Coach Zimmer for recruiting me, bringing me to North Park, and allowing me to be a part of the volleyball program for 5 great years. I was on the 5-year program, yes. Volleyball has been a part of my life for over 25 years. However, it must be said, if it were not for my mom, I might have never stepped on the court other than for PE class. Thank you again for this amazing honor. It feels so good to be recognized for something that I love doing so much.
We invite Hall of Famer Ariel Gray for our next introduction.
Good evening. My name is Ariel Gray Jr., and it's an honor to be a co-presenter for the induction of my friend, Brian J. McCaskey, into the North Park University Hall of Fame.
Hi, my name is Keegan McCaskey. I am a freshman at Louisiana State University, and my dad has always been a person who's looking out for you and is going to help you in any way he can. Yeah, North Park, the only school besides UCLA to win 3 Division III national titles in a row. And I'm proud of him.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Keegan. It's tough to follow a couple of pretty good speakers. Very humbled and grateful to be here tonight and for this honor. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee, whoever you are, you're this secret committee somewhere. My journey to North Park took a lot of twists and turns. When I was a freshman in high school, I was kind of on the small side. I was 5'8", 118 pounds. My dad called me snake hips. If you ask anybody that has any kind of success in life, what was the moment where you knew? I clearly remember Coach Gazole saying, you should do this. You'd be very good at it. I've been blessed to have many wonderful moments in sports. Being an athletic trainer, you're front row and center. You get to see and feel and hear everything. Tonight is one of the very best, and I appreciate this moment. Thank you.
Introducing our next inductee, Hall of Famer Bill Anderson.
Lee called me, said, Bill, and he starts talking, beating around the bush like he normally does. I know he's got something on his mind, but he hasn't, usually takes about 10 minutes to get it out of him. You know, he's not the guy that always talks a lot. They want me to be in the Hall of Fame here at North Park. I said, what, the Economic Hall of Fame or what, you know? It took me about 15 minutes to convince him that he belongs in the Hall of Fame because it represents our student athletes, the people that are here in this room. Dr. Lee Sunholm, I'd like to present, and as around my house, he's called Uncle Lee for a good reason.
I do have something prepared here, but I noticed so many people here that I've known over the years, and I don't have everyone included here, and if I started to talk, I'd be afraid I'd miss something. I'm sorry. So I just want to say it's so wonderful to see all of you here today, and all of the faculty members and friends and former athletes, student athletes in our, as a faculty rep. They are student athletes, that's for sure. Let me just say that when I was contacted by Jack and by Sue, informing me that I was going to be inducted into the Viking Hall of Fame, I was amazed and humbled and honored all at the same time. So I often walk down the hall where all the names are posted, and I look through these one by one. I go along, and I knew a lot of these people. I relive the past, seeing all of those names, people I knew and have great respect for, and I want to thank everyone for this honor.
Former distance runner James Williams will introduce our final inductee. James?
It's an honor to be up here and to introduce the next inductee. I have the distinct pleasure of knowing him my entire life. I've also been able to see Alan in many different roles: teacher, coach, father, counselor, advisor. He's been there to support and encourage those around him as long as I can remember.
First of all, I'd like to thank the committee, and like some of the other inductees, I really have no idea who they are. Other than Dan Goris, I think he's been promoting me for induction into the Hall of Fame for the last couple of years, until one day I get a call from Dan Goris, and Dan says, Al, he says, I want to talk to you. And my first thought is, okay, who's died? But he said, no, he says, you were put up, nominated for the Hall of Fame. And my heart starts beating a little faster. And then he says, and you've been elected. You are in the Hall of Fame. I think I'm about ready to quit coaching. I think I'm about ready to retire. I think I've done it enough for, was it 47 years, something like that? So I think that's maybe enough. Somebody once told me, they said, well, why don't you just make it an even number, you know, coach to 50 or something like that. I don't think I need an even number anymore. Okay. But to be able to have those experiences is great. And if it led to this, thank you. This is an honor that I will cherish for the rest of my life, and it's an honor that my kids can look at and say, hey, yeah, that was my dad. So thank you very much.